Our next reader is no stranger to publication, with her work featured in Bartleby Snopes' Clean, Well-Lighted Place, Scissors and Spackle, Circa, a Literary Review, and 50 Women Over 50 anthology. She has earned several awards at the Philadelphia Writers' Conference and lives and works near Valley Forge, PA, with her 2 cats, Lucy and Ethel. Please welcome Beth Moulton.
The Schuylkill, her gifts. The Schuylkill River is a woman. Maybe all rivers are, I don't know. Don't let the men tell you anything, then with their talk of discovering the river that was always there, as if she needs acknowledgement from them to be visible. They smugly named her Hidden River when she was never hidden at all. They were just too ignorant to know where to look. This woman, this river, shimmies her way down from coal country, past factory towns and mill towns, reborn over and over, as coal fell out of favor and steel mills fired for a final time. Born in a place that sounds like a sigh, she flows past Reading and Spring City and Valley Forge, on to Conshohocken and Manayunk, dozens of towns and neighborhoods, all there because of her, lined up along her banks like a string of pearls. She gathers her tributaries, Maiden Creek, Topahocken, Manatawny, French, Perkiomen, Wissahickon, and dozens of smaller streams that rush to join her. Finally, she meets up with her sister, the Delaware, where they cradle the city of Philadelphia like their shared baby. But don't be fooled. On hot summer days, she presents herself like a mirror to draw people in, and there are always those who don't make it out. In winter, skaters crash through the ice. Trappers fall in and drown while their prey swims to safety. She can be a moody woman, calm one minute and raging the next, knee-deep at dawn and tearing houses from their foundations by sunset. People track the years by her storms, almost in the same way a woman tracks her cycle. Yet, if you know her, you won't be surprised by her behavior. She gives warnings, there are signs. Only those who ignore her call her unpredictable. It is true that she is a mother to the creatures that live in her, yes, but that is too simple. There are others that she nourishes, the animals that eat and drink from her banks, the birds that rest on her, and the people who use her without a moment of thanks with their dams and their nuclear reactors and their need for fishing and boating and drinking water. Yet the river keeps providing, offers herself to whatever or whoever has a need. Sometimes she provides a gift that a person doesn't realize they need until she offers it. Maybe that gift is a sheltered cove surrounded by weeping willows, or the sight of a line of turtles on a log, or tiny clamshells the size of a baby's fingernail. Maybe it's a cool swim on a hot day, or a glimpse of a wood duck resting in a hollow tree. Maybe it's a meal. Maybe it's a baby. Maybe it's a story. And then the next part. Moses, Part 1. My mama named me Moses. She could have named me Schuylkill after the river that birthed me, or Belva for the hurricane that delivered me. But on that sweltering June morning on the first year of the new millennium, while she stumbled along the stinking high water mark, looking to salvage some scraps that the storm hadn't stolen from her, she found me. I was just a few days old, floating in a Yingling beer cooler that was wedged in the branches of a downed sycamore. You were looking around, kind of squinting into the sun, she said, waiting, real quiet, like a held breath. That's how I knew you'd been born of the river. Mama fished me out, and then let those nice Red Cross ladies send us to the Motel 6 in town for a month until her trailer could be cleaned and dried out. The Red Cross ladies assumed I belonged to Mama, especially when she said, throwing out the lie like a life rope, her name is Moses. And like some lies that you wish on, it became true. When Mama and I moved back to her place, the neighbors figured I had been born while Mama was away. Mama wrapped herself in privacy like it was a blanket of barbed wire, so people were wary of getting too close. And who were they to question how she suddenly had a baby? No one else came poking around either, Mama said. That's because your birth mama was the river, and she sent you to me for safekeeping. Mama told me this story every year on my birthday while we stood together on the very spot where she had found me. It was tradition. We stood side by side near that gap where the sycamore had been torn out, staring into the water, our faces reflected back at us by my birth mama, the Schuylkill River. See, Moses, Mama said every year, both of your mamas are in the same place and you're in the middle. It will never change. See how we share you? We love you too much to fight over you. Our faces wavered in the water, sometimes separate, sometimes overlapping. Some year the river was clear and still, while other years it was wild and fast, as if she wanted to drag us in and take us with her. Every year we threw flowers into the water and sang songs as a thank you to the river. Once I did a puppet show as a special thank you. Mama always said it's important to say thank you when you receive a gift. We ate birthday cake and we always gave the river some, but not too much, because Mama and me, we really like cake. Mama was the greatest liar I ever knew. Now, Moses can be a hard name, especially for a girl, but it's better than Schuylkill or Belva. One spring day, Mama and I sat on the riverbank in a stretch of purple violets, and she told me the Bible story that the mama of the original Moses, in order to save him, put him into a basket and hid him along the reeds of the Nile River. Reeds are like the cattails where the red-winged blackbirds perch. See them there, Moses? Their song is like a rusty gate. Yes, Mama, I replied, as I gathered violets for jam. And Moses' mama had no beer cooler, so she had to make do with an ordinary basket. That's too bad. Yes, I suppose it is. Anyway, Moses was rescued by the daughter of the Pharaoh. Later, he returned to his birth mama and led his people out of slavery to the Promised Land. Mama, something like that seems like it would be a hardship for me. I looked up from the pile of violets I had packed into the very beer cooler in which Mama had found me. We got a lot of use out of that cooler. I don't know how to lead people from slavery to a Promised Land, or even where the Promised Land is. I carefully set the cooler lid shut. Well, you've already done it, Moses. She stood up, picked up the cooler, and took my hand as we walked back to her trailer. It doesn't have to be a group of people. It can be just one person. And you saved me just by floating into my life that day. At the time, it seemed too easy to save someone by floating into their life, but I've noticed that's usually just how it happens. As far as Mama was concerned, our little trailer sitting along the banks of the Schuylkill River was the best place on earth. It worked out real well for me, with both of my mamas always close by so they could share the raising of me. Even though Mama had given me the perfect name, considering the circumstances, I knew it was usually a boy's name and might cause trouble. If I decided that I liked a person, I would tell them the whole story of the storm and the river and the cooler and how Mama and I got to be together. The story wasn't for just anyone, though. It was a gift, and I decided who I would share it with. Most of the time, I offered people my name with a glare, as if to stare down any snickers or comments. It's something I picked up from Mama. More than once, I watched as her glare caused a grown man to stop talking and walk away, kind of red in the face. I must have done the glare right, because there was never a peep from anyone as to how I got my name.